Good to see you guys. How's it going?
It's great, thanks, mate. Great. We've just had a day doing some stuff in here. We've been doing some backing vocals.
I was wondering what you said when you sent me a message here on my phone here. It said you were doing some BVs. I didn't know what that what did BV stand for?
Backing vocals.
See,
I
thought it said that for the women that listen to my show, you were going to come on in your BVDs. That's what I thought.
No, but it can be arranged if you want.
Yeah,
we are rock and roll dudes after all.
We're quite flexible. We don't mind stripping off.
So you said it could be arranged. In other words, you guys are hung so big that you'd have to arrange the penis in the BVDs they don't.
I don't know about that.
So the balls don't fall out the side, right?
It takes a little while, Dave. Yeah.
So good, I got you tuned into the show. Now you know what the show's all about. You know the insanity of the show already.
Do you know the Dave Darren Show?
Not enough to boil a monkey's bum.
Most people say, who the fuck is Dave Darren?
Like Disneyland, I'm the happiest fucking guy on earth.
Who the fuck is Dave Darren?
Who the fuck is Dave Darren?
Are you a poof duck?
He used to be on terrestrial radio, but he got fired.
It's over. Don't you think it's over?
I'll spin.
Who the fuck is Dave Darren?
Here comes the boss fella now.
Dave Darren.
By the way, I got your CD here. I appreciate you guys sending it to me.
Great.
Here it is. I'll flash it up on the screen.
Thank you. We sold out of them now, you know.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool.
Gone. We made 500, and everybody wanted one. So
excellent.
we're really grateful for that.
How did you? Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold here. It's not a hair from a vagina from my wife in the morning. It is legitimately a cold, okay? So how did you sell out of it? Did you sell it out at the merch booth or did you sell it online? How did you sell it out?
Well, it's just been a kind of organic thing, you know. We'll maybe give you a bit of the story. Grant, this is Grant, by the way. Grant
okay,
Henderson.
cool. You know, I was going to say shout out the guys in the band and so who do you got there? Who is this?
Grant's here. He's the drummer.
Okay.
And our producer.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. So the project is fundamentally the two of us with some people that we bring in to help us create the sound that we want.
Okay. And you are Paul.
I'm Paul. I'm Paul Lasky. I'm the guy who I write the songs basically.
Okay, and the name of the band, by the way, let's backtrack a bit since I fucked it up already, but the name of the band is Clover Hill.
The name of the band is Clover Hill, yeah.
Okay, the name of the CD that we're talking about right now is called, what is it?
7 of one, 2.5 of the other.
And now I noticed you got that based upon, I was wondering how you got that name, but then when you see the video on the cover of the CD, you see that it's tuning of the amplifier, so...
Yeah, you see... That's an old. That's one of our very original kind of sounds because it's all about tone for us. We're big into tone, you know. And one of the amps we've got here that we use is an old Fender amp, real old Fender Music Man amp. And I've got an old 80s Kramer Super Strat with Seymour Duncans in it, and we found that we got a real good tone using this old Kramer through a particular setting on that old Fender amp. And that was the basis of that sound on a number of the tracks. I mean, Get Single, the kind of guitar sounds on that, a lot of that is based around using that old Kramer through an old Fender amp. And those were the settings on the amp that we used on a lot of the tracks.
By the way, do you have it fine-tuned that every time you kind of go into a studio, do you actually set it at the 7 and 2.5? Yes. So you still do? You follow that scenario?
Yeah.
That usually goes in most tracks, even if it's not the exclusive layer. We usually put it in there, and we might mix it with other amps and things like that as well. But that usually goes in as a foundation. We just found it's just a sound that we both love so much that we go, that combination, that guitar, that amp. There's a mic and preamp thing as well going on, but we just kind of go for that combination as a basis of that sort of rock. It's just got that 70s crunchy rock vibe to it that we just love so much.
Yeah, that vintage classic rock sound, it just kind of underpins the whole tone and stuff.
The vintage British sound, is it different than the British or than the American sound of rock music? And I'll tell you why I say that, because I've got an old pedal that takes in, it has patches I can download. It's called the Yamaha Magic Stomp, right? So it's got on there a sound of vintage British rock, and it's got a separate sound for vintage American rock. So is it a difference? Do you really experience a difference between varying pitches of British versus American? Is it very different?
I think they both cross over and merge into one. So you could get some bands sometimes, I think, that you go, oh, I wonder where these guys are from, and you think they're American, and actually they turn out to be British, and vice versa. I think it's In terms of guitar sounds and things like that, I think that they do cross over massively. I think the sound of vocals is the main difference, I'd say, between the British stuff and the American stuff. Obviously, the accent, but just the way that the British rockers sing, I think, is different to the American vocals. I think, I'm generalising here, but tend to be more smoother in terms of the production, where the British vocals tend to be a bit more rough around the edges.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's what I'd say. But I think they cross over, so you get British stuff with super smooth production, and you get American stuff that's a bit rough and more garagey. I think they just do cross over. But
I think if you go way back in the day, the British sound was kind of a slightly more hot, valvey sound than maybe some of the early American stuff, which was slightly cleaner. And then as time goes on, the British sound was a kind of a cranked up valve sound, where you started getting kind of features of saturation in the American sound. It's a very slight difference, you know, but that's just me being a nerd, really.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's play a track. Pick one that you want to hear first, and I'll pick one that I wanted to play. But what should we start off with, you guys?
Well, the one that I'd like to play, which we're kind of toying with as being the next single before the full album goes out, is a track called Another Thing Coming.
Okay.
Which we were quite pleased. We felt good about that from the first day that we started doing it.
Cool. Okay, so this is Another Thing Coming on the Dave Darren Show. The band is Clover Hill. The name of the CD is 7 of One, 2.5 of Another. By the way, so my audience isn't confused, because periodically I tell them about my sexuality. And I usually say I'm 2.5 when I'm not erect, and I'm 7 inches when I am fully erect. So a little bit of a coincidence there.
It's good to get the numbers. It's good to get the numbers, you know what I mean?
Kind of ties in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, thank God my wife's not here to say that the 7.5 is an exaggeration. It's actually 5.5. But she's not in the room to confront me at the moment. So let's play the track. Here we go on the Dave Darren Show.
All right. Cheers, Dave.
My soul is leaving. You might think nothing special. Yeah, you got it under control. There is no one out to get ya. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming.
Back to the Dave Darren Show. Clover Hill is the guest in the show today. We just played a track of the guys' tremendous band. They're from the UK. What part of the UK are you guys from?
We're from
originally he's a London boy.
Originally, I'm from the East End of London. So
EastEnders and all that crap, Terry Hills.
I'm
what they call a cockney.
We just talked about cock the last segment. Let's not talk about cock this segment. We'll get to that the third segment, okay? But it's funny because I follow a lot of British comedy. So I used to watch, the EastEnders. Although that wasn't really a comedy though, right? Wasn't that more of a...
Well, it is quite funny actually, to be fair. It is like,
Yeah, I'm a guy that was more into like Faulty Towers and...
Yeah. I've laid it on the line to you time and time again. I'm going to give you a damn good thrashing.
Archetypal British humour, yeah. No, we're based in the north of England.
Okay.
Near, we're sitting at the moment in a place called Birstall, which is near Leeds.
Okay.
So near Manchester.
Manchester, Leeds area, across that area of the north of England.
Oh, very cool. And now, is that a good place that you relocated to based upon the vibrance of the music, or is that just some place you relocated just for the hell of it?
Well, actually, it's kind of where fate took me. Grant's from up here originally.
I'm a northern lad.
But it turns out that the scene in the north is pretty vibrant, particularly in the Leeds area.
Oh,
excellent. A lot of people like their rock music up here in the north. So, it's a good place to be from that point of view. But strangely enough, we actually met in France.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were both playing at a music festival in France.
In different bands.
And we found ourselves in a bar together.
Getting pissed on what's that stuff that they drink? Pastiche. Pastiche.
Yeah. What's
it's like an aniseed drink.
Huh.
Strong stuff. Yeah. It goes milky when you put the water in, and we were smashing them back.
It's like French ouzo or whatever, that sort of thing.
Yogurt liquor.
Yogurt? Like a bowling pin that has milk in it.
But it's like kind of what I imagine the consistency of semen would be.
I'm salivating like crazy, like, look it up. Look at this. Look, my mouth is just fighting it. It's like, no.
And so anyway, we just started talking and got on really well and discovered that we both have a passion for classic rock. And, we stayed in touch, and when we got back to the UK, I called Grant and said, look, I've been writing songs for a while and got no outlet for them. Why don't we get together and record some stuff together? I'll bring the guitars, you bring the drums, and we'll sort the rest out. We started doing that, really just for our own enjoyment, to make music that we wanted to hear, that we would buy. And people
went from there, didn't it?
Yeah, went from there. We put a bit of stuff out. We got a great reaction to it.
Then the big cocks came in, and then that's it. The girls found out the truth, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. Far be it from me to brag about it. But
rock and roll doctor. Once you're there, you won't look back. He plays a mean slide that stops you in your tracks. He will get you under his spell, like millions of people all around the world. He'll fix your heart, he'll fix your soul. He's a doctor of rock and roll. Get your dance shoes on, rocking doctor, 'cause the time has come. Rocking doctor, rocking all night long. Rocking doctor, you gotta be a rock and roll doctor. Get your shades on, groove and dance on. Let your cares go. Let your feet know. He'll fix your heart, he'll fix your soul. He's a doctor of rock and roll. Get your dance shoes on, rocking doctor, 'cause the time has come. Rocking doctor, for rocking all night long. Rocking doctor, you gotta be a rock and roll doctor.
And we and it got out there. You know, we're playing on probably close to 100 internet radio stations now. With the stuff. We've got a pretty good Twitter following, as you've seen. We've got a Facebook page which probably don't get as much attention as it should from us, which we need to remedy. But you know, it's really just through. I've got to be honest, we really haven't put a huge amount of effort into promoting it so far. But people seem to like it and seem to want to hear it and have it.
Very cool. You know, I have a question for you guys, because recently, like, I've been checking out a lot of bands, and a lot of bands have their fans who take videos with their cell phones of the bands playing at gigs, and they do a pretty fucked up job with it. So in order to get your product out there, did you ever think of going to a selected assortment of venues that you know have good lighting in the background and doing a professional type of live video performance? Because I'll tell you, I used to do pure radio before. Now I've branched out into doing music video shows, and it's working a lot better than when I just did radio, because people want to see, they want to see the big cocks of the drummer there and everybody in the band. So, but in all reality,
cock rock, yes,
cock rock, that's it.
Right. But in all reality, they want to see what you guys offer in the video presentation of it. So did you ever think of going in now and starting to do more live videos from selected venues?
That's what we're doing now, because we've actually built a reasonably good, well, a very good interest in the band through not doing an awful lot, which to us is kind of going, this is a good thing, because I've been in bands where we've been out gigging, and it doesn't seem to go anywhere. And looking back on it, you can look and go, I know why we didn't go anywhere. It's because we were shit. You know what I mean? But actually, the music's really good with Clover Hill. The production's great. We're putting it out there, and people are just going for it. And we're like, hang on a minute, we're in this position where we've sold 500 CDs, we're on 100 internet radio stations, and it's like, right, we're getting approached by venues. When can we see you guys live? We're getting approached by other bands. Can we support you? Do you want to support us? And we're kind of like, right, we need to get a band together. So we've put a band together now, and we're going to start rehearsing in next couple of weeks. We've just got to sort some logistical stuff out. Different people in different areas. And we're going to, hopefully, by the end of the summer, start doing some shows and do what you're saying, start doing little snippets, little videos, rehearsal room stuff. We haven't got that. We've got some studio footage that we've been keeping together to mainly, hopefully, do a montage video of one of the songs eventually. You know, us Paul playing guitar, me doing drums. We've kept on hold of all that to, like say, to do a montage video for a song. But we're going to start drip feeding people little clips and little stuff because people do love it, as you say, you know.
Yeah. The original plan was really just to build a bit of a profile and see what happened, and we're now genuinely getting pressure to play live.
Mm-hmm.
So we've you know, as Grant says, we're getting the people together. We're going to get into rehearsals, make sure we got it really nailed down because that's the way we are. We're not going to go out unprepared. Get it really nailed down, and then
get the right kind of lube.
Yeah,
get the right lube.
Make sure we get the rider right on whatever gigs we do, you know, and really, end of summer, autumn time, get out there and really, I nearly swore there, really nail it.
Such a long time ago, I thought I told you what you needed to know. My life story, yeah, right from the start. You know I really opened up my heart. Haven't heard a word from you. No idea what you want me to do. I needed something just to get me through. Yeah, get me through. I hope you get with no regret. I hope you get what you deserve. I hope you got no regrets. I hope you get what you deserve. And I put them on view. I guess that didn't mean a lot to you. I'm going under for the very last time. I was hoping you would throw me a line. Total silence was the only reply. I'll go away and just curl up and die. But I'm sure you'll be fine. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. I hope you get with no regret. I hope you get what you deserve. I hope you
take a break from our show for a word from our sponsor.
Starting from right now, from the moment that you started this freaking video.
The creamiest soft ice cream you get from Mr. Softy.
It's the Dave Darren Show!
Hey, buddy, try it on.
Brought to you by our very cool sponsor,
Cool air feels good.
Rock Solid Talent Entertainment, the cutting edge of entertainment, bringing you bands, radio, and live streams into the 21st century.
Everyone's gonna want to hang out with me. Woohoo! Yeah!
Hang my hopes on a lasso. On a homemade lasso.
Actually, it's interesting because I'm thinking of radio from the radio perspective and online radio. I tried online radio for a little while, and I was noticing that the online radio stations in the United States kind of suck. The online stations in the UK seem like you've got that gig going better than the online stations in the United States do. Do you find that you're on more? You mentioned all the online stations that you're on. Are they predominantly UK? Now, obviously, you guys are in the UK, but I find UK online stations, the energy of the radio personalities is a lot cooler. They're playing more rock music. United States, they succumb to pop music all the fucking time. I want to hear rock music again. Seems like the UK, you guys are in tune with that gig, right?
I think you're right. I certainly think you're right. The UK internet radio stations have really got their act together.
Yeah.
And they're getting big followers. I mean, we were looking at one the other day because they've got accounts. They've got accounts, so anyone that logs in has got an account, and there's one. And we were looking the other day, and there's 26,000 people logged in and listening. And it's like, bloody hell, 26,000 people is a big market. And you're getting figures 10,000, 9,000, you know, 15,000 people.
Impressive.
And it's accurate because people actually have to log in, and as soon as they hit that login button, it goes boom and counts another number. It's amazing, really.
Wow, you guys got to send me a list of those stations that have those counts, because do you think that they would tolerate this face?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, of course, there's no face on just pure radio, so I might luck out from that vantage point. But send me a list of those stations. I'd love to get the show. And guys like you,
loads of them. If you went through our Twitter, you'd probably see quite a lot of them on there.
We follow all of them ourselves, and you know, a lot of them follow us. I think it is a pretty big scene here. I mean, we're getting played now in stations based in Germany, France, I mean, even Panama as well. You know, places like that. We're getting literally worldwide play on internet stations.
We sold a few CDs to areas like that on mail order as well. People just getting in contact with us and stuff and saying, "Where can I get a CD?" And that's the only reason why we got some CDs, just to give out more than anything, just to give away to people that like. So that's what we started doing. Started giving them to friends and people we knew that were into rock music. So obviously we know loads of people. I've got bands coming in the studio all the time. That's what I do for a living. I record in bands, so I'm pushing out there. Check out this, check out that. So before you know it, we've got a lot of CDs out there working for us. I look at them as 500 little seeds. You know what I mean? 500 little seeds are out there growing. And people listen to it, and they're playing it in the cars, they're playing it this, and then you get other people saying, "Can I get a CD?" And I think as well, there's a big thing around with musicians at the moment that they're really respecting the fact that bands, in the UK, I don't know what it's like in America, but they're not, years ago they'd just taken that CD and copied it. They're not doing that now because they realise that it's an income stream for us guys. So they are saying, "I want to buy it and help them and support them," and we're getting a lot of that.
Well, I wish we'd have more of that in the United States, because I don't see the United States fans supporting the U.S. bands like they should be. And I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it from this perspective. A long time ago, we had Napster. You're familiar with Napster, right?
Yeah, Napster, yeah.
Now, Napster was the fans pirating the music, mostly from mainstream music at that point. It was mostly mainstream music, and they were kind of, we might as well say they were stealing the music of the mainstream bands.
Yeah.
And there were a couple mainstream bands, I think Metallica was one, that was really trying to curtail and stop that shit from happening. Now it's almost like, I'll ask you this question, and then we will play that CD track. But I'll ask you this question. Like I said before, it was the fans ripping off the mainstream artists, putting the stuff and pirating it on Napster. So it was mostly the fans doing the damage. Now it seems like, at least in the United States, the bands themselves are doing themselves damage by bombarding things like SoundCloud and Reverb Nation with their entire catalog of music in hopes that that one guy that's going to make them true rock stars is going to hear it and write them a check for huge money because they happen to trickle on that track. So it seems like before, when it was, it seemed like before it was the fans damaging mainstream music with Napster. Now, though, the bands themselves are damaging their own products by putting too much stuff out there. Do you find that to be true? And is it true in the UK as well?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll put it another way. You know, in my opinion, the industry doesn't need any help damaging itself now.
Yeah.
You know, because the other phenomenon alongside that is that, you know, the record companies, and I'm being very general here, but certainly the big guys, they're just not interested in investing in developing people anymore. No. So you kind of get a double whammy. You've got people who don't need the money putting it out there for nothing, and you've got people who actually want to do something with it and try to make a living out of it, just being completely squashed by the fact that the industry itself will actually take money off you to develop something that they would have invested in the past.
Now why are the record labels so fucked up at the moment? I would think that, you know, in the United States we have a lot of stations that have top 40 music, and they've got classic rock music. Classic rock music is cool, you listen to it, but you hear it too often, then suddenly you start craving new music. You want to hear something brand new. To hear something brand new, you've got to really dial into online radio. Fortunately, that's one of the outlets that gives you brand new music. Right. But I don't understand why traditional terrestrial radio hasn't trickled on the idea that, okay, we burn into people's heads the consistent same music. Let's see if we can trickle them in to being interested in something new. And today, with all today's new technology, all the new apps, all the new things people want to hear, experience, especially the new folks, I would think that giving them something new to check out might actually work after they get finished with the brainwashing portion of their typical music.
Yeah.
It's a paycheck, isn't it? It's all backhanders. So I'll take you out for lunch and send you to Ibiza for a week if you play and I'll give you a massive, great big pile of cocaine that you can snow down, and you play our record, and radio DJs go, yeah, sound, you know what I mean? And they play it, and that's it. And it's whether you're in the club or not.
So. I was going to say that, Dave, you know, like Grant said, but they're all in the same club, you know, and you know, I tell you another thing, and maybe people are going to be upset for me saying this, but you look at the number of bands these days, maybe not rock bands, but, you know, poppy rock bands, etc. You have a look, see who's in the band and who they're related to. And
the dad's always in EastEnders, or the mum's a producer for ITV, which is a big TV network over here, and you find, hang on a minute, someone's son, someone's daughter, and it's that club likes to keep everything tight-knit. And we're not in the club, but you can kick the doors down and force yourself to be a member if you've got big enough cocks.
Well,
and that's what
batten the door down.
That's what our mission statement. We are going to bat the door down with our cocks, and that's it.
Just make sure you don't get your cock in the middle of the door when it's being shut. Otherwise, you're going to have a.
I don't mind that personally, but you know,
it's happened several times already.
I don't mind that kind of action. I'm into S&M and that, you know.
That's right. Well, it's so. I'll tell you what. Let's play a track of music. Let's play the video. I think you have a video out there for one of the tracks.
Yeah.
And which one is it?
Yeah, let's get Single. That was literally the first track we recorded, and where all this tone thing came from, and it's out now as a single again, because it's a remix and remaster of that original track, which just became, the sound we believe we got just became enormous on it. Real retro classic rock sound. People have likened it to Thin Lizzy, Bad Co, etc. And we're grateful for that, because it's just kind of got that old classic rock feel about it, and that's where all the tone stuff is.
Cool. Okay, so let's go. This is the name of the track. Is one more time. I'll let you guys announce it. This
is Get Single from Clover Hill.
All right, here we go, guys.
For such a long time I've been looking from a distance. Just say the word, I'll be there in an instant. You're the prettiest thing I ever see. I wanna be the man on your seat. I know you're with him, but I still think I stand a chance. It's only last week, I know I got a second glance. It's so hard trying to act so cool. I got everything I need, but I ain't got you. My mama says I gotta be sensible, but this fatal attraction is supernatural. Just say the word when you get single. You know I'll be there when you get single. Counting the days till you get single. You know I'll be there when you get single. My mama says I gotta be sensible, but this fatal attraction is supernatural. Just say the word when you get single. You know I'll be there when you get single. Counting the days till you get single. You know I'll be there when you get single. I'll be there in a heartbeat when you get single. And I'll be waiting when you get single. Get single, baby.
Okay, hey, we're back with the band Clover Hill. We're rapping with them. We're checking out some music. Just checked out a video. It's a cool video, awesome video. By the way, when you compile songs to videos, how do you pick a song? Do you pick it based upon lyrical content? Do you base it upon storyline, what moves to video? Because obviously a song can be very important to you, based upon the audio composition of it. But how do you pick a song for video?
I think we'd get with Get Single, we just felt that it was one that could do some damage for us because it's quite commercial. It's still got that classic rock groove, but it's got a little bit of a gimmicky storyline in it about, you've just heard the song, so I'm going to get with this girl as soon as you get single. And we kind of like the play on words, a single, get single, and we just felt that it was quite commercial and was going to do some damage on some of the internet radio stations and some of the actual national radio stations and stuff that we've had played, certainly the BBC introducing and things like that we've been played on as well. And we just felt that was a really good first single. It was a good introduction to the band.
And it's got a kind of a story in it, somebody loving somebody from afar, wanting them to get single, etc. And
like a stalker.
But let me ask you this thing. Let me ask you this thing about the videos. I've seen some videos that are just background graphics with just the words and the lyrics floating across the screen.
Yeah.
Then there's the videos that have the band and a story and video behind it with whether it's actors or bands themselves. I see a big difference between the two. It's almost like if I hear a video or I see a video with just the lyrics, I'm kind of not interested because I want to see the guys that are in the band doing the work. So I assume that, do you guys see that difference, and will you not do lyric videos?
The video, we made that video because we wanted to get some. YouTube is obviously very important for people searching. We didn't have a presence up there, but at that time when we did that video, we didn't have the band that we've got now. So we got in contact with someone who made a lot of videos for bands, actually mainly in the electronic music scene, where people are using, different, almost like stock images and things like that to put a storyboard together. So they can get something that looks professional, visual representation of something. So it sells the song a little bit more, because we weren't in a position when we did that video to put a band, to have a... I think we both want and we both like the video where you see the guys in the band.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we didn't have that. We felt it wasn't going to look right, so we went more for that option. That's where that's come from.
We did think about maybe cutting that video with some kind of live footage of playing something, but we decided to leave that. We certainly won't do a video that looks like a auto cue with the lyrics on it. We just no way. So
performance-based video is going to be the next step for us when we get the band finalised and rehearsed and work on everyone's performances. Because on stage it's different to filming a video. I've been in lots of videos, and a movement like that on the guitar didn't look right. A movement like that on the guitar you have to do with a video. So you have to really work on that, to make a video look great. So we'll work with the band that we've got, and we'll do a performance-based video for one of those tracks on one of the new tracks that we're working on at the moment.
Oh, excellent.
We'll put that so people can actually see us and fancy us and fall in love with us and stuff, all the girls and that.
And we will wear appropriate clothing.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, well, going back to the cockpit.
There we go.
Wear the appropriate...
I think you're getting a handle for where we're coming from.
I think I do. I think I got the handle. Yeah, we all when our wives aren't here, we all handle our own cocks. You're right. So
yeah.
So let me ask you guys this question. So now you guys record and master the music that's on this CD right here, right? You guys do it all. Now, did you ever think about maybe we should try something, experiment, and give someone else a handoff to do that and see what they come up with? As far as mastering, mixing, getting maybe a slightly different sound.
It's something that we could do. Yeah. I mean, for now, we're working in the constraints. A lot of it comes down to money, of course. So we're working in the environment. We've got our own studio, which was well equipped. We've got a live room and a control room and an amp collection and all this kind of stuff. So we're working on there. And I've been producing a lot of music for a long time. I've worked with a lot of artists. I've had quite a few successes with albums. We just had an album, a band I produced last week that got into the top 10 iTunes rock chart worldwide. That's a band called The Hijacks that I've just produced. So we're doing that, but we feel that at the moment that to put our sound out right now, is we doing it so people get what we're doing. And then if people sort of later down are like, yeah, I reckon I can mix that, and can have a crack at doing it, if the credentials are right, we'll give them an opportunity to do it. But at the moment, it's kind of restricted by money and time, and also making sure that we're defining our sound correctly.
It's kind of you'll understand this, it's kind of a difficult baby to let go of, because it's our baby, and I think we would say this, of course, wouldn't we? But I think we've both got a very good ear for what we want it to sound like. And, we're very good foils for each other, getting that sound that we want. We do have it actually mastered by a company in London called Masterpiece, a guy called Tony Dixon, who is great guy, very experienced. And we have actually tried mastering in one other place. And we went back to Tony, So it's not that we're closed to the idea. It's just that I don't know. Maybe we are slightly control freakish. I don't know.
Yeah, I think probably that is as well. Definitely.
Let me ask you this question. Then we're going to play another track of music, and then we're going to come back and rap with you. Make sure we know how to hook up with you guys for future music and keep track with you guys. But I'm curious about this. Your music is in the genre of rock music. Periodically, not too often, I'll have a pop artist trickle on the show. And it seems like the pop artists write their music based upon their fans and their audience more than the rock guys do. You guys are more true to yourselves, more consistent with caring about your music and what you want to write from your hearts rather than selling out to the fans. Now, maybe that's a bad way of putting it, but do you find that to be true? Are you guys more true to yourselves and more?
Yeah.
You are,
okay. It sounds a bit pretentious, I suppose, but yeah, we make music that we would want to hear and we feel we would go and buy.
Yeah,
and,
you did say that.
If however many other people, I think people have said this in the past, but if however many other people like it and want to buy it and want to see it, that's great. That's great, but first and foremost, and I can't see this changing, famous last words, I can't see this changing, we will make it the way we want to hear it, the way it sounds in our heads,
Yep, absolutely. I agree with you. I get that from the rock bands, whether they're in the UK, Germany, America. Rock bands really do stay true to themselves. And I find that honesty something that I really appreciate from the rock genre as well. So that's why I reach out to rock artists to have you guys on the show all the time. Let's play another track of the music from your CD here. Let me put it the right way. And what shall we do next? What are we going to play next?
What about the one that...
Downhill to the River, because that's a real contrast, because it starts off, it's pretty balls deep in your ass when it starts off. And then it goes into kind of...
I love his terminology.
It goes into like an acoustic bit, and then we sort of build it back up to more balls deepness, really.
Yeah,
it's a real Jekyll and Hyde kind of track,
And this is, I know I'm biased, but Downhill to the River has got the best start on it of any rock track I've ever heard.
It's me screaming.
Cool. So this is...
I was in pain, though. I was in pain.
Okay, and the name of the track is, one more time, let you guys shout it out.
Downhill to the River.
Cool, and this is a track that goes balls deep, and just yesterday I was watching
and then balls deep, right at you.
Balls deep, and then just comes out a little bit again.
But the shaft, the ball's coming out.
Yeah, and then it just goes...
You need a shoehorn.
And by the time you've finished, you just can't get it out.
Yeah, you're stuck in there. Your balls and everything.
Now, just yesterday I was watching a porn where the girl was double penetrated. So we can say this will work for a balls deep in any of the holes that you want to penetrate, right?
Yeah, particularly the beginning of it.
Yeah, we're also available for children's parties. And
here we go, guys, on the Dave Darren Show.
you ever dream life would take you down this road? Did you ever dream life would take you down so low? Into the darkness, away from the light, where only you can make things right. You don't belong here, you got to understand that it's downhill to the river. Wash your sins away. Downhill to the river. Start again another day. I know it hurts, but it's a long way to fall. But that is no reason to feel no pain at all. This road to nowhere will end in the void. Don't make the sacrifice, 'cause you have a choice of which way to turn here. Wash the dirt from your hands. You gotta understand that it's downhill to the river. Wash your sins away. It's downhill to the river. Start again another day. Untie the hands of fate before it's too late. You're so alone and cold. You're staring down a hole. You gotta understand. You gotta take my hand. It's downhill. Start again another day. Into this darkness, away from the light, where only you can make things right. You don't belong here, you gotta understand. You gotta take my hand, 'cause it's downhill to the river. To wash your sins away. It's downhill to the river. Start again another day. Start again another day. Start again another day. Start again another day. Start again another
And we're back. We're back here with the band's name is Clover Hill. We're rapping with the guys from
Was that balls deep? Was that balls deep enough for you?
You know, don't tempt me to put a balls deep video behind it.
Now that is an idea of how you could use
yeah.
some really good stock footage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know who we'd have to contact, but it'd be, yeah.
Someone.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen, do you want a couple of little exclusives?
That'd be cool. Absolutely. Let's do that.
There's a little ditty on the album that is like an acoustic track. It's a couple of minutes long. It's called "She Is My Sanctuary," and we were wondering whether we could do it for you now.
Oh, that'd be tremendous. Absolutely. Why not? Sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sounds
Play
great.
it live.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get our gear.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Grab your drum kit.
Brazilian drums.
I just want to give a little shout out to, there's a company down in the southwest here in the UK called Faith Guitars. And in my opinion, they make the best acoustic guitars on the market. This one never leaves my side.
Wow. Now,
Anybody out there listening, check out Faith Acoustic Guitars. Okay?
Give me a go. Come on, explain it.
She is my sanctuary.
Awesome.
Well, it's true what they say. Nobody knows when you're down and out. She's always there when my spirits are down. She is my sanctuary. She is my sanctuary. When my soul is lost without direction, she lifts me up with her inspiration. She is my sanctuary. She is my sanctuary. When I go to sleep at night, I'm always holding her hand. And if I die, I will die a peaceful man. She is my sanctuary. She is my sanctuary. Big ending.
Woo! And we're gonna dedicate that to Donald Trump, who's trying to get rid of sanctuary cities in the United States. I don't know if you guys.
What is he like?
Yeah, so that's a little ditty. That's one of the short tracks on the album, live exclusive for you there.
Awesome. I appreciate that so much, guys. I love having live music on the show, and for you guys to pull that off was tremendous. And it was a big surprise. I didn't expect that, so very cool. Thanks so much for that. How do we make sure that we have the fans that listen to the show here find out about you guys, where you're playing? If a UK fan happens to trickle on the show, they want to know where to check you guys out. How do they keep in touch with you? Twitter, Facebook? What do you want them to introduce to?
Twitter's the biggest platform that we've sort of invested the most time into, really. Facebook, we're quite sort of new to it. I mean, we've got individual Facebook profiles, and I use it a lot for the studio to promote business for bands and stuff like that, and it works really well for that. But I think Facebook's just been bombarded. There's so many bands and this, that, and the other, and it's just like, whoa. It's very difficult to sort of grow a fan base in there. So we've put a lot more time, and Twitter just seemed to really grow organically very quickly for us. So we've invested more time in that. So best thing, Twitter. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah. At Clover Hill _rock.
Cool.
Clover Hill _rock.
And we've got some really staunch fans through the Twitter connections, and we appreciate that.
Awesome, that's tremendous, guys.
So we're kind of building the Facebook profile. We're in the process of compiling everything together for a website. So we've got some footage. We're going to have some downloads on there, a bit of merch, some t-shirts. We've got some funny ideas for some cool t-shirts. Balls Deep could be another one. You know, we could have something downhill to the river. We could have a cock and balls being shoehorned in.
Yeah.
That would go down well.
You should have a double-ended dildo. Balls Deep.
Yeah.
Clover Hill.
Yeah.
There you go. Double-ended dildo. Put that in the merch booth.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. A branded double-edged dildo. Love it.
Yeah.
Right, there you
Clover
go.
Hill.
Right on the merch booth. You guys are tremendous. Clover Hill, thanks guys for being on the show. I'll pick a final track on my own from the CD. I'll end the show with that.
Okay.
Tremendous having you guys on Clover Hill. And I'm going to dedicate the show. I had a kind of rough week the last couple of weeks. I tried to rescue this cat from New Jersey, this stray cat. I didn't quite make it. I even had a name for it. His name was Patches. I was going to bring him in. I was going to name him Patches because I was trying to patch every ailment he had together and bring the cat home to Arizona. So it was kind of a bummer. So this is the first show back from that kind of traumatic thing I had going on there because I do shows for animal rescue, so it kind of wiped me out. So I appreciate you're the band that came on to break me back into my fun spirit. So I appreciate you guys coming on to help me out with that. So it was very cool. Thanks, guys. Tremendous band. Tremendous music.
Thank you for having us on.
Cheers to Patches as well. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. And keep in touch with me and come back on again. You got new music you're always working on. Come back on again, whether it's one track you want to tease the audience with. Come on with that, announce the track, and I'll put it on the show, okay?
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Great stuff. Thanks, Dave.
Cheers.
Cool, guys. Thanks, man.
Nice one, man.
Keep rocking, man.
Cheers.
If there are angels, one just fell to earth. If anybody asks, I'm the one who saw you first. I came off the back street, saw you